While Bold and the Beautiful stays in ninth place in my rankings for May 2022, as most of the American soap operas are just at the bottom of my list because most of them gave a dire May sweeps. You know, Days had some climaxes, but all their stories suck. General Hospital gave us nothing. They had such a boring May sweeps. Bold and the Beautiful gave us some May sweeps in some ways. They moved stories along, something General Hospital didn't do. But the writing for the show remains poor, as it's been for well over a decade, thanks to Bradley Bell. Now, the big news coming out of May, after everything that happened in April, is that Finn is still alive. And Lee has Finn alive. You know, I speculated this in April because they gave Lee some pretty obvious lines that made one would think that Finn is still alive and that Lee has Finn. So they made that pretty obvious in April. I mean, some people are speculating that Bold and Beautiful changed their way or changed their initial plans to kill off Finn because of the backlash. But I genuinely think that this was the idea from the start, because they gave Lee those lines for a reason, obviously. I don't think Finn being alive makes the show any better. It just has made the past so many months of the show pointless, in my opinion. We had all this build to Sheila switching Brooke's drink, and that was just this most epic move of Sheila's. And then it just goes out of control to this point where Sheila shoots and kills Finn. It was just over the top, and I just don't even know what to think about it, honestly. This is just classic Bradley Bell whiplash writing. No real substance to anything whatsoever. And there's not even a lot to talk about. Like, I say things happen on Bold and the Beautiful, but it's really just that Steffi remembered what Sheila did, and they all took Sheila down, and Sheila was arrested, and then we get the twist that Finn is alive, and I still don't know what was Bold and the Beautiful's big twist supposed to be, because we've seen a mother shoot their kid before, or kill their kid before on soaps forever, frankly. And of course, on American soap operas, we've seen characters come back from the dead millions of times. So I don't know what was Bold and the Beautiful's hyped twist that supposedly never happened before, but we didn't get one, is basically what it was. So I don't know where we really go from here. I mean, do they put Steffi back with Liam until Finn is revealed alive so that Finn can see them together? I mean, is that the route they're going to go? It's not a route I want to see. How long does it take for Finn to come back? And I'm recording this when there's still at least 3 or 4 more episodes in May for Bold and the Beautiful. So I will not be seeing the last 3 or 4 episodes before this is posted. The Ridge Brooke Taylor triangle has lost any momentum it had. Not that it really had a whole lot. I just was giving it the benefit of the doubt because we have new actors and actresses in the roles from this triangle that we got for several decades, it seemed like, in the 90s and 2000s. But it has no momentum. It's a story that makes Taylor and Brooke look pathetic, that they just... Ridge gets to choose which woman he's gonna hurt. Can Bradley Bell write his women with any sort of backbones or substance? Apparently not. So they both look pathetic. And then we got this other side of things where they're teasing Carter and Quinn again after they gave us months of Carter and Paris out of nowhere when Paris and Zende were happy and kind of working, in my opinion. It's a mess. The writing is a mess. There's been no rhyme or reason over these past few months on Bold and the Beautiful. It deserves to be towards the bottom of my rankings. And it was a contender for last place if Days wasn't so bad, or if General Hospital wasn't so boring. That's the only reason Bold and the Beautiful is in ninth place and not any lower, is because those two soaps had their own reasons for being so low. We get Eric having an affair with Donna basically out of nowhere after, Quinn cheated on Eric with Carter. I don't hate that part of the story, but it's not getting a whole lot of airtime. I think it could possibly be entertaining, at least. We'll see what comes of it. But, yeah, I mean, all in all, there's just nothing to write home about and nothing really good whatsoever. Paris told Zende that she's seeing someone else, but now Carter's flirting with Quinn again. So that's just a mess. Basically, everything's a mess, but not in a good way. It's not in a way I want to watch. Like, nothing's compelling. Nothing's even good messy. So, what can I say about Bold and the Beautiful? It's not looking good for Bold and the Beautiful. Not looking good for most of these American soap operas going into the summer. None of them are making me want to watch them, to say the least. And Bold and the Beautiful, General Hospital always has potential, but they squander it at every point and they stretch everything out. Days of Our Lives is coming into a point where at least they finally finished the possession story. Maybe they can start to get somewhere and build better stories, I would hope, but I don't have a lot of faith in Ron. But Bold and the Beautiful, there's nothing to look forward to. There's no potential, and there's nothing to look forward to because Bradley Bell will be Bradley Bell always and give us poor writing with no substance.